Please note, for maximum picture quality, it may be necessary to adjust the tracking control on your VCR.
I'm having a good time. Not.
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Hello!
Hey.
What is going on, my fellow movie nerds and geeks alike? Vicky and I haven't done a live in a long time, and there's been a lot of movies that have come out that we just did not talk about, so we figured now would be a good time to do so. And for anyone that wants to play along, we also are going to be doing some horror trivia together. Now, some of the questions in said horror trivia game are very easy, and some are actually kind of hard. Yeah. And we haven't even looked through them. I think we looked through 5 of them when we first bought it a few weeks back. So should be interesting, and to really make fools of ourselves or just look like complete geniuses who have wasted knowledge on nonsense, which is true.
My copious amounts of knowledge are it's pretty consistently useless, so I don't think it'll be helpful for me in this. More him, as you all know.
But let's get underway. We'll talk about some of the movies and stuff we've seen so far this year. And if you're not following us on Instagram or Letterboxd, our usernames and shit are right down here. We're going to be pretty much just reading our reviews that we wrote for Letterboxd and stuff, because it's been a while since we've watched some of these. So this will jar some conversation and kind of just remind us of these movies, but also just in general, anything we watch, we generally, she at least rates it. I'll write at least a tiny little blurb,
which is more than I write 9 times out of 10, 9.5 times out of 10. I'll usually write a dumb quote that made me laugh, even when it was the most unfunny movie possible. But Bill will have a lot more to say, as usual.
Whoops. He
has more input in both description and his feelings, whereas I'm this wasn't good.
Well, I mean, I find that if I write down even just a tiny little bit, I'm just oh yeah, I remember. Where if I just rate something, I'm just I still don't really know what it's about.
And if you're new here,
yes,
you will learn very quickly that Bill has to jog my memory rather frequently. So even if it's something we watched a week ago, he has to remind me of what it was, because I have the memory of a goldfish.
Well, some of these movies, some of them were bad. I'll just say that. And if I didn't write it down, I'd be it's in one ear, out the other.
Yeah.
And in this case, in my eyes, whatever. All right. So let's see what we should start with first before we get to some trivia. This is relatively, you know what? No, let's do this first.
Oh, okay, fine then.
The worst of the worst. So if you watched our coming up, I forget what we did, a live video.
We're at the.
Oh no,
New
it wasn't
Year's,
live.
New
New
Day.
Year's. Yeah, we did a video on New Year's about the horror movies and stuff.
How the year ended and what we have to look forward to or not look forward to.
Yeah. Yeah, so we did a video where it was looking forward to the movies that are coming out this year. And if you watch that video, we had no desire to watch this movie already, because we kind of have a disdain towards the Blumhouse movies. They're just kind of pointless drivel. And
if you like it, bully for you. We're not fans.
Yeah, we're not really big fans. But anyway, that movie is Night Swim.
We watched it separately. He watched it on a flight to our friend's bachelor party, and then I started it that weekend while he was gone at home on Peacock. Got 5 minutes in and then realized I already wasn't paying attention, turned it off, and didn't turn it back on for 2 months.
Almost a whole month. You were oh yeah, I'm finally watching Night Swim, and I'm good luck.
Yeah, and I got through it.
I mean, the thing with this is the concept alone just wasn't scary to me. A haunted swimming pool, what can you really do with that? But anyway, let me read what I wrote. Like she said, I was on my way to my friend's bachelor party, so we like flew down to Texas together. And this was on the flight, so I finally watched it because I wasn't going to watch it any other way. So here's what I had to say.
Yikes.
Finally scoped this one on an airplane ride. It is one of the worst horror films in recent memory. Yes. There is no threat, no scares, and just no meat at all to the story. I knew it'd be bad, but sheesh. Literally every piece of character development we get leads to nothing. A haunted pool sounds silly, but it could work if it's done right, which this one did not do. It's shot fine, but nothing stands out at all. Think about how many cool lighting techniques or cool effects you could implement with water. This one does nothing. Even Wyatt Russell, who is the lead character, couldn't save this one. It's just boring, lazy, and non-threatening. I should have been shocked by the ending, but I literally felt nothing because this movie gave me no reason to care whatsoever. Another Blumhouse turd. And I gave it 1 star, which is a lot. I'd say that's like a little too high.
And now brace yourselves. Here's my review. As underwhelming as I expected. 1 star. Done.
Yeah, I mean, I like Wyatt Russell. I think he's been in some cool stuff so far, but not him. He plays like an ex Major League Baseball player who
got injured and was out for a while.
No, he has like MS or something.
You referenced that in your FaceTime to me when you landed.
Yes.
And I was like, I had no idea what he was talking about because, as some of you may know, I don't watch trailers. I don't read descriptions of movies unless it's like a sequel or a remake of a movie I already know. I go in completely blind. I would say it's by choice, but I honestly just forget a lot of the time.
But yeah, it's about him getting MS, and then when they finally buy this new house with his family and kids, the pool starts to heal him, and he starts to get a little better, and you could pretty much predict how it goes from there. It's like with his healing comes like him turning a little bit, sinister, and bad things start happening, and the pool wants like victims and stuff like that.
But while his body is healing, everything else around him is falling apart. So essentially it's a possession movie.
Yes.
I was a little surprised when I finally watched it, seeing Wyatt Russell and hearing Bill's horrible review alongside the entire internet's horrible take on the movie.
I mean, it looked
because I thought Wyatt Russell, fuck yeah. And
yeah,
joke's on me. Poor Wyatt. I hope he got paid handsomely for it, because good for him. That's all I got. Other than that, no thank you ever again.
Yeah, this is a movie I will never revisit, unfortunately, but so be it.
No love lost.
Give me 1 second. I want to turn off our TV because I think it's making us lag a little bit. All right. My apologies. All right, so what do we got up next? Let me get rid of this guy. Oh, a fun one. Would you like to go first for Lisa Frankenstein?
I actually...
you didn't write anything?
I wrote... Okay, so I was like, I wrote a review on Letterboxd. Sick. No, I wrote cute. 3 out of 5 stars. I loved this movie. I really enjoyed watching it, but I don't have anything else to add.
You don't remember it at all?
There's no details in particular that I remember offhand that I was like, oh, hell yeah.
To me, Lisa Frankenstein was something I had no desire to see because it just kind of looked a little kiddie for my taste. And not that there's anything wrong with that. I just am not particularly into childish kind of horror movies, like the Goosebumps TV show and all that. I liked that when I was younger, but nowadays it doesn't work for me. So when I saw the preview and stuff for Lisa Frankenstein, I kind of was like, ugh, I don't really care. But I think it got put on Peacock or something, so we finally watched it. And it's essentially about this girl who's having trouble at home, and her stepmother or something like that is giving her grief. And she ends up going to a party. It takes place in the 80s, which is cool. It gives like a nice aesthetic for you to look at least if you're not into the movie. I'll read the plot synopsis because it'll help jog my memory. So if you can't meet your perfect boyfriend, make him.
Which a la May.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, Frankenstein. It's even in the title. In 1989, a misunderstood teenager has a high school crush who just happens to be a handsome corpse. After a set of playfully horrific circumstances bring him back to life, the two embark on a murderous journey to find love, happiness, and a few missing body parts along the way. So, like I said, I had no expectations for this, and I gave it 3.5 stars, mainly because I was like, wow, that was a lot of fun. And it reminded me of the movie like Heathers in a way, where it's like all this bad shit is happening like almost on accident. So let me see what I wrote here. So, not usually my kind of flick, but this was adorable and sweet despite all the murder. I loved the 80s setting, an incredible soundtrack, callbacks to horror movies, and just like the all-around aesthetic. Gave me almost Heathers meets Hellraiser vibes, which is hilarious even to type out. My only complaint is that everything escalates too quickly. A good, fun, and original story that I'd happily watch again. Yes.
Yeah, I have to watch it again already because...
Yeah, this is one I actually kind of want to pick up because I don't know why. I feel like I would watch this a good amount of times just because it's like Heathers. Like I even wrote that. It's like Heathers meets Hellraiser, which is insane.
Yeah, you said that and I said.
Yeah. But anyway, it's cool. This little girl and teenage girl and her like Frankenstein's together boyfriend just like end up like having to kill people to get him better parts and stuff of that nature, and shit just escalates crazy, and it's just really cute and adorable. It's like a murderous good time. A teeny bopper good time. I don't even know.
I'm just going to go ahead and quote myself on Letterboxd and say, cute. I don't remember enough.
No? That's fair enough.
What
I'd rewatch it
new?
happily.
Yeah, great, because we're going to have to.
And whoever's watching right now, are we looking glitchy to you? For some reason, it's coming up glitchy on my end, and I can't tell if that's how it looks online. You see?
Yeah.
Looking a little glitchy. Oh, well. It is what it is. All right. Maybe I have too many slides. I don't know. Forgive us if it is a little laggy.
It might even also just be StreamYard.
Yeah, it might just be our connection just might be a little crappy.
Well, our internet's fine. I'm sitting directly next to the modem.
And it looks good.
I am the internet queen here.
Okay. All right. Let's go through some horror trivia now just for a good time. We'll go question for question.
Sure.
We'll do like 5 cards each. There's 2 questions on each card. So bear with us. Let me just get a little shuffle going so that way, because I already know what the top one
pre-shuffled, sorry.
And who wants to go? You want me to ask you first or vice versa?
I'll ask you first.
Ask me first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Break the tension.
All right.
Which franchise has the most sequels, The Howling or Tremors?
Ooh, that's a good question.
And that was one of the easier ones that I've seen out of all the shuffling.
I know Tremors has 7 movies in total. Howling might have 8. I'm gonna say Howling.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I never would have guessed that.
All right.
That's part of why I said you go first.
Okay. This is a gimme, but...
All right, I like that.
In the 1984 movie Silent Night, Deadly Night, who does the murderer dress up as?
Santa Claus.
Congratulations, you've won.
I thought I was going to say the Easter Bunny, but then
Okay.
Do you want the second question from the same card? Or?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Just read the 2.
This is very wordy.
Okay.
This 1958 film.
Oh, I'm out.
Yeah, all right.
No, it's okay. Go ahead. Ask it.
I saw the answers in the back, and I didn't know what they were. This 1958 film takes place in a Swiss resort town where a mysterious radioactive cloud appears to be the cause of a series of decapitations.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
The Crawling Eye, aka the Trollenberg Terror.
Okay.
Trollenberg. Fucking
and that's why I
whatever.
kind of like this trivia shit, because it's kind of all over the map. And every now and then you'll get like a question, like I asked Vicky, like who's the killer in Silent Night, Deadly Night,
No,
which
who's
is like
he dressed as?
Yeah. And then you'll get that, which is like a movie. I'm sure a lot of people love it. I've never heard of it in my entire life.
Yeah.
Pardon me. All right, you ready for question 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess.
What movie franchise that began in 2004 featured torturous traps, self-amputations, and buckets of blood?
This whole card is a gimme. Saw.
Yeah. Fine, she gets this round. Okay, let's do it.
The Exorcist was the first horror movie to be nominated for what in 1974?
Best Picture, no?
An Academy Award.
Just in general?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, come on. I'm just going to go with whatever's on the card, even if it is this easy. What is the name of the camp in the first installment of Friday the 13th?
Camp Crystal Lake.
Oh, geez. All right. Okay, go ahead.
Psycho was the first American film to show what?
Jesus Christ. First American film to show...
The answer blew my mind because I certainly
Seriously?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Why am I getting all the hard ones?
I don't know, but I'm very grateful because you would know way more answers than I would to begin with.
The first American film to show...
It's an everyday object in every household, public business.
Jesus. Honestly, I have no idea, so I'm just going to venture a guess and say... I know you kind of gave me a hint, but that's not...
I gave you a big hint, but...
A knife.
No. I'm going to give you another hint because I'm having fun with this now.
Okay, all right.
What is the thing that George Costanza claimed to be the pro at knowing? Where the best public bathrooms were.
A bathroom?
Toilet.
Toilet?
Mm-hmm.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Wow, see? What the fuck? That's insane.
I believe it, though.
Okay.
That's a weird thing. Like, if it's not centered, like what Blumhouse might do that next, a haunted toilet. That probably already exists from Trauma, and I don't even know.
All right, see, like this one I might know, but finally Vicky will get a difficult one.
Oh, God, I'm out.
What does the photographer find lurking in the sewers in the 1984 movie Chud? I want to see what they call it. Okay. Well, when you need a hint, just let me know. Although I don't even know if you know.
I don't. I have no clue.
Okay, so I'll give you a hint now. It is what the acronym is. What is the acronym?
A cannibalistic humanoid underground dwelling.
Congratulations, you've won.
That's so the answer is just okay.
Yeah, the answer is just cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
Well, I quit.
All right, let's go.
I'm going to refer to tables I don't like at work as that now.
Hit me.
What was the name of the cat in Pet Cemetery? There you go.
Church.
Good job, Bill. I don't even have to look.
Ooh. See, this kind of sucks because it's not a movie, but I guess you could call it horror. What are the names of the demon hunting brothers in the television series Supernatural?
What are the names?
Yeah. Let me get a look. Okay.
Like the surname or their first
if you guess what their last name is.
I love that I asked that and I've never watched
I actually
it.
knew this and I didn't even watch it.
I know more about fan fiction lore about Supernatural than anything actually about the show.
Yeah.
In that they're supposed to be Scully and Mulder's children. Again, that's all I know about them.
No guess?
Sam and something.
You got one of them. Do you know their last name?
No.
It is a...
I'll
give you a hint off of my own. Where do they go in Shaun of the Dead? What is the name of the bar?
The Winchester.
All right, I'll let you have that one. Sam and Dean.
I'm pretty sure Dean is played by that actor you hate.
Yes, yeah, the guy from.
I
don't like either of them actually.
No, they're both.
The one guy's in the remake to My Bloody Valentine, and the other guy's in the remake to Friday the 13th.
Whoopsie.
All right, hit me.
What holiday-themed movie contained 5 interwoven stories that occur on the same block on the same night? Just verifying that I didn't know the answer. If I know it, you have to know it.
The same block?
Which is a detail I wasn't sure of, and I wouldn't totally buy that.
Is it Trick or Treat?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say that's not something I think.
I was like,
of.
that
is
a very excessive detail that I never would have thought of, and I don't buy that that's true.
What a bizarre. Yeah,
that's made up. That's
she
a lie for
that
the card.
Fucking. She takes the dude. Anna Paquin takes that guy to the woods, and she turns out to be like a werewolf. That's not the same. Whatever.
Yeah, no, that's a lie.
All right, this is another gimme, but here we go. Who is the actual father in Rosemary's Baby?
Satan?
Correct.
I love that I just had to think about that. I'm ashamed of myself, but whatever.
All right, hit me.
What snack is Tallahassee searching for in Zombieland? And I swear to God, if you don't get this,
it's a Twinkie.
I was going to say my epileptic heart that can't have Twinkies anymore would be so upset with you.
Come on. That's like one of the most prominent fixtures of horror in the last 20 years.
Of all the sugary desserts I miss the most from my pre-epileptic lifespan, it's Twinkies. So thank you. You are correct.
Who hosted the original The Twilight Zone TV series?
Rod Serling.
Yes. I didn't even need to check that one. But hit me.
The serial killer in Scream wears a mask inspired by which Edvard Munch painting?
God, I don't know what the name of it is.
I was gonna say it's.
I know what it is. I know what it is because it's like the picture of like the face, like this. Yeah. Shit. What is that?
Bridge.
Yeah. What is that called?
I'm gonna give you a hint.
Okay.
It's in the name of the movie.
What? Scream? It's called.
I'm not gonna Jeff D. Lowe you. So in that regard, you are correct. But
what is it called though?
The Scream.
The Scream? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I was reading it and realized what it was instantly.
All right. Oh, this is. I swear to God.
Well, don't worry, because a joke we've been making all morning is your next question. So
okay. Robert Englund portrayed Freddy Krueger in what horror movie franchise?
I don't know. Halloween. A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Correct.
Are you ready to laugh?
I'm ready. Hit me.
What actress played Tiffany in The Bride of Chucky?
Jennifer Tilly.
Cool.
Okay.
We just talked about your next one too, like just earlier.
What iconic horror movie actor appeared in the opening sequence of the 2006 film Hatchet?
What? I'm sorry. I mentally dipped out. What actor?
Iconic horror movie actor appeared in the opening sequence of the 2006 film Hatchet?
In the opening sequence?
I'm pretty sure. Oh, wow. That's kind of okay. Yeah. I would have got this wrong. I'm
going to get it wrong. Okay. I'm going to say Robert Englund.
You're right.
Oh, it was just a guess because the first question was about Freddy. So
I would have. I thought it was just like they worded it weird because Kane Hodder plays Victor Crowley.
No, but we also haven't watched the original Hatchet movie in so long at this point that like I was like, what? But then I vaguely remember there being Robert Englund somewhere involved somehow.
Hit me.
What Clive Barker movie focuses on monsters who inhabit the underground city of Midian?
Nightbreed.
Mm-hmm. We were just talking about Jennifer Tilly.
I love
Nightbreed earlier.
You're never going to get this one, but I'm just reading what's on the cards. What is the name? Actually, maybe you will.
All right, finish.
What is the name of the main character in Pitch Black who has surgically modified eyes that allow him to see in the dark? I'll give you a hint right off the bat. Vin Diesel.
The hint is Vin Diesel?
Mm-hmm. It is him.
Oh.
It's the name of one of the movies as well.
what was the question? Who is the actor?
Who is the main character in Pitch Black? One of the sequels is his name.
I don't know anything about Pitch Black. I'm sorry.
Oh, what up, Garrett?
Hey, Garrett.
Thanks. All right. No idea?
No, I don't. I'm so unfamiliar.
Oh, I wouldn't have got his first name. Richard B. Riddick.
I don't know what that means.
Well, Riddick was what the clue was. Yeah. Did you know his name was Richard? This game is kind of bullshit, but
I just like that his nickname would be Dick Riddick.
All right, so that was 5 cards down. This is Garrett from Born to Be Rad. Thanks for hopping in, man.
Riddick.
All right, let's move on to some of these other movies that we saw this year that everyone seems to be talking about that we wanted to have our say in as well. What do I have listed here? Well, this is one that everyone saw, so let's do this one. All right.
Garrett didn't know his name was Richard either.
I never heard that before. I also have only seen those movies maybe once.
I am completely
Pitch Black's good. The rest suck. All right. So Late Night with the Devil. This one kind of took the internet by storm this year. It obviously stars David Dastmalchian, who is pretty notoriously a great character actor. I mean, he's done roles not only in the horror genre, but you'll remember him from like The Dark Knight, and just he hosted like those Fangoria Awards on Shudder a few years back. But you don't have yours listed?
I can't find it.
Yeah, let me see.
It doesn't. I know what I reviewed it as.
Oh, yeah? Well, we watched it a while ago. Here it is.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, go for it.
My review on Letterboxd is essentially what I wanted from Ghostwatch, but still didn't fully pique my interest.
Yes.
I totally get why so many people love this movie. I do get it. It's just not for me. It just wasn't for me. It's just not my...
And what she means by what she wanted from Ghostwatch is Ghostwatch was like a British found footage kind of live broadcast movie where like
everyone thought it was like live, like really happening. And
yeah, like they bring a news station to this live taping at this house where like they say it's haunted, and you start, you know, seeing like images of a ghostly image in the background, and shit starts happening. I know people love that movie. That one just didn't do it for me. So hearing people compare Late Night with the Devil to that, I was kind of like skeptical. Like, I probably will not like this movie, but it actually turned out to be pretty entertaining. And I think it deserves all the accolades that it's been getting. Accolades, whatever. We're live, so I can never remember words. But it's essentially about David Dastmalchian plays a television host who has like really shitty ratings. His wife died recently. And in order to try and bring in more of an audience to his late night show, they're doing like a special live taping Halloween episode where he's bringing in like a medium, like a magician kind of guy, and then like a skeptic and a girl who's essentially like mentally unstable. It's a lot, but it's very good. So I wrote a lot for this one, so I'll just read it from the top.
Oh
yeah.
All right, I'm taking a break.
There you go. So I gave it 3.5 stars out of 5, by the way, which is very good. Anything over 3 for me, I'd say is like definitely watchable. So I didn't know what to expect from this. Heard a lot of Ghostwatch comparisons, but that couldn't really be farther from what it's like, thankfully. The only reason people draw that conclusion is that it revolves around a live TV broadcast, because it's really not like it at all. This was pretty great. It has a nice means of making you invest in everything that's happening on screen with some decently disturbing moments. That worm scene had me going. There's a scene where like he eats worms or something, and it was fucking weird. And again, apologies for reading off this. I've watched this like 2 months ago, so it's hard for me to remember.
Even you.
Yeah. The demonic possession thing has been done to death, in my honest opinion, but it's still effective at drawing you in here despite being a complete rip of Reagan from The Exorcist makeup-wise. David Dastmalchian really shines as the host and is super believable as a late-night TV guy from the 70s, which is when this movie is supposed to be taking place. The aesthetic is pretty on par with what I'd expect from a 70s talk show, and the switching of color to black and white to differentiate the broadcast from what is happening off air was clever. Seeing all the goofy, spooky guests for the Halloween special was so remarkably similar to what I'd expect to see on a Jay Leno or Jimmy Fallon show in October. So kudos to these guys for making it feel very authentic. But boy, Das Malkian's wife in the film dying of cancer and showing up in visions was pretty depressing, but it was effective. My only complaint is that I wanted more. It gives the impression that it's going to be absolutely insane once the last 20 minutes starts ramping up, but it doesn't go leaps and bounds like it could have. Don't get me wrong, I liked it, but felt like it could have gone a bit farther. I will say I'm happy that this was good. It's nice to see a new horror film that has an enjoyable original premise. Pretty bleak and dark ending, albeit a little cheesy at certain points, and I'm looking at you, the Satanist dude and crew. Definitely will be a fun one to revisit around Halloween from time to time. So yeah, I liked the 70s aesthetic a lot. I like the TV host aspect. It's definitely not something you see every day, but a lot of fun. And I'm, everyone's saying that this was great. I wouldn't call it the horror movie of the year by any means. I'd probably, for my taste, would still leave that to In a Violent Nature. That to me is just more my thing, like slasher wise. This is good and spooky vibes. And the only thing that kind of weirded me out was like the ending tries to do like this David Lynch style thing where you're like, wait, is this really happening or is he just seeing this? But it was still really good, and I'm glad it was good, and people aren't just like being like
blowing it up for no actual
being
reason.
like toxically positive about everything, which people love to be about these days.
I also, for the record, gave it a 3 out of 5. Like I said, it wasn't for me, but I get why a lot of people liked it so much. I get it.
All right. And let's do one more before we get back to some trivia.
Your next one is half gimme for me, half gimme for you.
This one?
The next question. The next.
Oh, okay. All right.
The next card.
All right. Let me add this one up. So yes, Under Paris. Would you like to explain the plot?
Okay. In the summer of 2024, Paris is hosting the World Triathlon Championships on the, I don't know how to say that, the Seine for the first time. Sophia, a brilliant scientist, learns from Mika, a young environmental activist, that a large shark is swimming deep in the river. To avoid a bloodbath at the heart of the city, they have no choice but to join forces with Adil, the Seine River police commander.
Yeah. So whoever was in charge of the marketing for this movie deserves like a medal or something, because every single day I'd open, whether it be like, I don't know, Facebook or even like Letterboxd, they were like having ads for this Under Paris movie, calling it like the best shark movie since Jaws. Right away, you have my attention, because Jaws is just like one of the greatest movies of all time. And I'm a sucker for even the shittiest sharksploitation movies, as she can attest to.
I can, and he is.
So when they said that, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to watch this. Is this like the next Sharknado? Is this the next like Deep Blue Sea? So like that day I came home from work and I'm like, we're watching this shark movie, to her chagrin.
And it was fine. I think I enjoyed it more than you did.
Yeah. I mean, it starts off with like this woman who is essentially like a marine biologist, and her team are like exploring this like trash field, like in the water. So it's like a sea of trash.
The pollution and, again, activists.
Yeah. Yes. And her whole team just gets wiped out by these like giant mako sharks.
Riddled with guilt. Survivor's guilt.
Yeah, so what happens afterwards, this movie takes place like 3 or 4 years after her whole entire team got eaten by sharks. And she's brought to Paris because the tracking device she had on the main mako shark is pinging in like these little like, I don't know if you call them like estuaries, but like little rivers that run through Paris. And she's like, there's no way it can be happening. And lo and behold, people start getting eaten by sharks in this little
Jaws.
Yeah. Lots of Jaws references in it.
Understandably.
And there's some great scenes involving like an underground sewer where this shark is giving birth to like baby sharks, and a whole crew of activists just get like eaten alive in this sewer. And it is awesome. CGI to death, but a lot of fun and goofy, which these movies kind of need to be in order to hold my attention, especially if they're not going to be using like practical effects or anything like that. At least make it over the top. But I will say this, it just wasn't enough of that. I gave this movie 2 stars out of the 5. And here's what I had to say. I prefer my CGI shark shit fests to be a bit more ridiculous. Sharks swimming underneath and in the rivers of Paris sounds astonishingly insane, but it's just not as wild as I'd hoped it would be. If the whole movie was like the last 15 minutes, I actually would have enjoyed the mindlessness. It's too little too late. Aside from a couple cool shark attack sequences in the catacombs of Paris, this is a bore and there are too many Jaws nods.
I didn't write a review. I enjoyed it. I gave it 2 out of 5.
Yeah, I mean, there's a scene at the end where there's like the swimming triathlon going on where they eat like a whole shitload of like the swimmers going on in the triathlon, which is great. But they like accidentally like blow up Paris and it starts to like go underwater. And like the last 5 minutes of the movie is like we're following like our heroine. And she's just like on the roof of this building and there's just sharks swimming all around as you see like Paris like half underwater. And like if the whole movie was like that and set in like a fucking underwater Paris, I would have been all about it. But I will say, even though I didn't rate this a 3 or higher, like I always say to check out, this movie is worth a watch just for the scenes in the catacombs alone. Like when can you ever see a shark swimming in the catacombs of Paris and eating people? It's great. And all you want is for some of these activists to get eaten alive. And it provides you with that.
I enjoyed it. I don't say that often. So even though I only gave it a 2 out of 5, I did enjoy it.
Yeah. I mean, me too.
It was entertaining.
I just thought it was going to be so much more over the top. And when it wasn't as over the top as I hoped, I kind of got let down.
I'm just relieved anytime a shark movie isn't Sharknado.
True.
That's all I ask.
All right. Shall we get back to some trivia?
Sure.
All right. Hit me.
Okay. Like I said, this one is probably more of a gimme for me.
I mean, these are some of this one I have for you is going to be a little difficult for you.
I just said his name a day or 2 ago, I think yesterday. Christian Bale played Patrick Bateman, the homicidal main character in the 2000 film American Psycho, based on the book by which American author?
Bret Easton Ellis.
God damn it. You knew it. But yes.
Okay. How do the aliens plan to conquer the planet in Plan 9 from outer space?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Resurrect the dead.
Same.
Honestly, I wouldn't have known that one either. I watched that when I was a kid on Mystery Science Theater, but I haven't seen it since.
It was just referenced in something I was watching.
It's widely considered to be like the worst movie ever
you know
made.
what? It was in an episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah. All right, hit me.
What state does the film and comic book miniseries 30 Days of Night take place?
What state? Alaska.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even have
to. It didn't ask the city, did it?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't know the name of the city.
I think I do, but it doesn't matter.
It wouldn't be Anchorage, right?
I would have said Juneau.
It just says Alaska.
No, you know what? I'm confusing it with the fourth kind. It's just Alaska, though.
It just says Alaska?
Yeah.
All right, good. All right. Oh, here's a gimme. What is the name of the girl who's possessed in The Exorcist?
What's the name of the girl?
Yep.
Fuck. Why? I'm blanking. You're also, don't stare at me like that. Reagan.
Okay. You know her last name? I don't think it's even going to have it on the back, but.
It's just Reagan. I don't remember her last name.
McNeil.
That I was gonna say McNeil, but whatever. This entire card is a gimme for you.
Really?
It's not fair.
Okay, let's go.
David Naughton and Griffin Dunn play a pair of unfortunate backpackers.
An American Werewolf in
London.
London.
1981 lycanthrope classic, but yes.
All right. Ooh. Maybe you'll get this one, though. I don't know.
Oh.
What actress plays Claire Spencer in the movie What Lies Beneath?
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Correct.
I only know the cover. I never saw it.
All right. Hit me up.
Teenage Charlie Brewster thinks his new next door neighbor is a vampire in this 1985 film that was later remade in 2011.
Fright Night.
Wow.
Okay, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
Another Psycho question.
Oh, God.
What is the name of the character killed in the famous shower scene in the movie Psycho?
What's her name, like, of the character?
Yes. I probably would have only got her last name, quite honestly. I'm bad with names.
We were just talking about this, yesterday?
Yeah.
How I'd only know people by their character names. Like, I'll know their character names through a variety of TV shows and movies they've done and never know their actual government name. Or vice versa. They're always...
Any idea?
No.
Do you want a hint?
Sure.
Her last name is a type of bird.
Crane. Marion?
Yeah.
That
All
was
right.
in my head.
See,
too,
with the hint, you got it.
No, but it was already in my head. I wasn't sure if I was just having a brain moment. I don't know.
All right, hit me.
In the 1972 version of The Last House on the Left, the 1972 version of The Last House on the Left was the directorial debut for which director?
Wes Craven.
Yeah, I don't even have to check it.
Okay. Where do the survivors in Dawn of the Dead take refuge?
The mall.
Let me see if it's specific. Okay, it's specific. What mall?
Oh, fuck. I know it.
Starts with an M.
It's right there. Monroeville.
Correct. All right, hit me.
The Twilight Zone-esque Netflix series taps into our collective unease with our modern world and the dangers of advanced technology. I know it because I've watched a lot of it.
Oh, Black Mirror.
Yeah, damn
okay.
it.
Yeah, those episodes are kind of hit or miss for me.
It's 50-50. They're not all great by any means.
Oh, come on. All right. This 1993 horror comedy starring a young Jennifer Aniston involves an annoying, vengeful creature who believes a family has stolen his pot of gold.
Troll. Leprechaun.
Holy shit.
I corrected myself.
All right.
Little men.
Holy crap.
Caught myself.
All right, hit me.
What 2016 M. Night Shyamalan film about a kidnapper with 23 different personalities who's about to unleash the 24th? And I know you know it because you had to tell me what it was about.
Split.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad I caught myself in that last one. I'm going through it today.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
What 2008 vampire movie was filmed and set in Sweden?
2008 vampire movie filmed and set?
Yep.
You
know it for sure.
Let the right one in.
Correct.
I know Let Me In is the American.
It's the Americanized version. That's just
that's not
pales in comparison.
Yeah, well, ironically.
Yeah.
What was the profession of the main heroine in the 1981 werewolf film The Howling?
A news anchor woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
TV news reporter, same shit.
Dee Wallace.
I'm just always relieved when those questions are for you because I'm like, I don't know.
All right. Who is the actress who portrayed the young vampire Claudia in the 1994 movie Interview with the Vampire?
Kirsten Dunst.
Correct. You love that movie. In a weird way.
I don't love it. I watched it a lot as a youth.
Yeah.
It was one of the few movies that had at least one scene that scared
the
shit out of me.
Just seeing like Tom Cruise like undead is pretty creepy.
There
like
were
playing the piano.
There were two scenes in that. That's one of the scenes that fucked me up, but I couldn't stop watching it just for those scenes. It's like hearing a sad song, but it doesn't make you sad enough.
All right, let's do one more card, and then we'll get back to some more movies that we saw this year.
What actor plays the character Jim Halsey in the 1986 road movie The Hitcher?
Who plays what character?
Jim Halsey.
So not the hitchhiker.
The protagonist.
Fuck.
You're having
C. Thomas Howell.
God damn it! You were having a me brain moment.
Well, because I'm thinking like Rutger Hauer.
I knew you were gonna go there too, so I even double checked just to make sure I was getting the name right.
All right. Name the movie with the tagline "In space, no one can eat ice cream."
No one can eat ice cream? Mm-hmm. Killer Clowns.
Correct.
Wow, I really caught myself.
Did you think it was going to be Alien?
Yeah, and then you said ice cream, and then I was like, "Are you messing with me?"
That's the point. It's just supposed to be like kind of a riff.
Well, but I wasn't sure if you were just riffing on it. Mm-mm. Just making sure.
All right.
Oh, one more, you said?
Yep.
Oh, I thought one more card. I thought you meant one more question. What 2016 film is about a deaf writer who gets stalked by a masked killer in an isolated house in the woods?
Hush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good job. I didn't know.
I don't know if I know this. So, okay. Who wrote the 1981 film An American Werewolf in London?
I have no idea.
It is the director. Famous for a lot of the National Lampoon movies.
That doesn't help me. That helps you.
Nothing? John Landis.
Oh, the werewolf guy. What am I thinking?
All right. All right. So what other movies did we see so far this year? We haven't seen the new Strangers movie, but I don't really have any desire
Not in any
to see
rush.
that.
When it's free and when we run out of other things.
Yeah. We haven't seen Immaculate yet.
No, I don't care enough.
I'll see that eventually. All right. So here we go. Infested. This one is on Shudder. If you have Shudder, it is essentially like a new age arachnophobia, if you will, taking place in like an apartment complex. And it is also, I believe, French. So it's like subtitled. Yes. So you have to read it. So if that bothers you, sign out. But it is so good. It's like a new age.
If that bothers you, sign out.
Yeah. It is it is a new age arachnophobia. I
loved it, and I was grunting wholeheartedly when he put it on, as I do with everything else.
Did you write anything for it?
I had to find it just now.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do too.
No, I didn't. It didn't need my writing because anything I could have said about it would have not been enough.
What did you give it?
I gave it a 4 out of 5. Okay. I'm going to go ahead right now and say that it might be, so far, halfway through the year, it might be my favorite horror movie of the year.
Wow.
Horror movie of the year.
But you liked In a Violent Nature.
Yes, but I liked Invested more.
Okay.
I also really got a kick out of watching him squirm because I don't have a fear of spiders. I don't have a fear of snakes, nothing like that. It doesn't bother me.
I don't have a fear of spiders. I just do not like them.
You get the ick.
Yeah, they give me the ick, as people say.
I joke all the time when I find those little like garden spiders around our apartment. I'm like, well, I just saved your life.
All right, so here's what I wrote down.
Oh, boy.
Arachnophobia, but in an apartment building.
Which we can relate to.
It definitely gave off Rec vibes, the movie Rec, the Spanish movie, because of the apartment complex, in my opinion, I'd say, with the quarantine set in place as well. It's a pretty fun concept with some genuinely suspenseful moments. It's been a while since I've seen an insect-related horror movie that was so realistic looking. In the beginning, at least. I myself got a little squirmy and itchy while watching. There's some fun and interesting camera techniques and random drops of cool lighting that made this one really nice to watch as well. The flipping of the camera down corridors, inverting the framing when people check under the bed, flickering of bad apartment lighting all added to the claustrophobic and tense scenarios. The film was briskly paced as well. Yes, it felt as though the kid bought the spider and within 5 minutes, the entire building was utterly infested with spiders of all shapes and sizes. I'm just glad this wasn't a Sci-Fi Channel type of flick. In fact, it's very seriously toned, and there are some decent, deep character developments. Hard not to draw a comparison to Dead Alive with the opening sequence in the desert, and all I could think of was, he has the bite! Singaya! The beginning of the movie is literally the beginning of Dead Alive or Brain Damage or Brain Dead, because you're just following these 3 dudes in the desert and one of them gets bit by the spider and they're like, oh my God. So it's a very fun, intense watch. I just wish we got some more spider bites and popping out of people action, because what we got was great. It felt very real up until the last dragged out 15 minutes when the spider started to look like some shit from the movie The Mist.
Yeah, they didn't need to go that big.
Yeah.
But
highly recommend checking this one out. Yeah, there's some scenes where like there's like a corridor that leads to like a parking garage where it's just infested with spiders. And these guys are just like, well, we have to go this way. And it's like, motherfucker, what are you talking about? If one of these things bites you, you're dead. And there's like thousands of them. But it is gross and dimly lit, like very green, and like the way the camera flips around under the bed and through like little passages and you see the spiders,
and they're everywhere.
Very, very effective. And for a Shudder original, it was awesome. I highly recommend checking this one out.
Like I said, I think it might be so far my favorite horror of the year thus far. And again, I don't know when it actually came out.
It might have come out last year.
Okay, well, it's my favorite that we've seen.
Well, it got released on Shudder this year, so it's new to us, new to this year. I'd say to at least the American audience. All right.
So far, there's still multiple we're waiting for. So.
All right. So the prequel to The Omen, another movie I had absolutely no hope for whatsoever, but a lot of people were putting this one over, so I was kind of garnering a little bit of an interest more than I thought. In my opinion, the only good Omen movie is the original Omen movie. Like, the sequels are all pretty shitty. So I was like, well, I don't need more explanation to the Omen. But what did you have to think of the first Omen?
I didn't have to think anything. I wrote no review. I didn't need it, but I didn't think it was terrible. I kept seeing a lot of people saying really horrible things about it. So naturally, I have to know because I need to form my own negative opinion. But I didn't think it was that bad. I've seen plenty of worse movies that have come out in the last couple of years that people said a lot less about.
True.
I gave it a 3 out of 5 on my Letterboxd. Like I said, I didn't write a review. I felt like they were really trying to harbor on the actual first Omen movie.
Yeah.
With homages and such.
I mean,
that I just didn't need.
I find that this movie was really great when it was doing its own thing.
Yes.
But they try so hard to tie it to like Damien and the birth of Damien that like it almost weighs it down a little bit, because like some of the sequences are some shit you haven't really ever seen in an Omen movie. Like there's a scene where there's a demon literally like crawling, well, the jackal as they call it in The Omen, crawling out of a woman's vagina, and it is gnarly. You see a guy split in half by a car. It's actually like not what I expected. Like, and to be completely honest, I loved that about it, because I'm like, I didn't expect like gross out scenes in an Omen movie.
Yeah,
I expect a woman like jumping out of a building and hanging herself, like, which they do in this.
That again. There's always got to be a woman hanging herself in these movies.
Yeah.
But I thought the movie was actually good. Mm-hmm. I will call it good. It wasn't great by any means, but it wasn't bad either.
Yeah, it was a shocker to me that I liked it even at all.
I just felt like so many people really tearing it to pieces.
Really? I saw some people putting it way over.
It's one or the other, but I'm like, can we just get a balance here and say it's a movie?
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. Like, watch it if you want, if that's your thing. Cool. Maybe I'm also just a little attached to Damien. We met the actor who played young Damien in The Omen.
Yeah.
He was awesome and
Great
still
guy.
looks the same, but a grown-ass man now.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
All right, so here's what I wrote.
I'm taking a break again.
All right. Admittedly, I'm not a big fan of prequels or demonic possession films overall. However, this was not too bad. The Omen doesn't really have a great follow-up, and this is easily the second best of the bunch. The cinematography is great with some wild framing, interesting shots. The Rome backdrop is lovely in certain scenes. The deaths are inventive and great nods to films of the past, Looking at You, Possession, and the original Omen. And the jump scares are actually well utilized. I was happy to get glimpses of the jackal, or whatever the beast was that's been described since the original film. Keeping it subtly hidden allowed it to be a good scare. I couldn't believe the viewer finally gets a glimpse of it tearing out of a woman's vagina. The plot is obvious. It's the whole happenings before the Omen of how and when Damien was born. It is well acted, especially considering that we're primarily following around a nun who is in training and is slowly discovering the truth of what's been happening. I love the Giallo-esque disco scene, which using music and lighting that seemed right out of a 70s Giallo film. The middle tends to drag a bit, but so does the original Omen. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan, but this was shockingly better than I thought it would be. Also, at the same time, still just not really all for me. Ironically, trying to fit this in line with the original film is what holds this back. It seems original and fresh, and then all of a sudden it's shoehorning in some Omen plot points. However, it's worth a watch if at the very least to see a beast tearing out of a woman's vagina, a priest's head being sliced, or the man being split in two by a car. I didn't need this movie, but it certainly wasn't the worst thing I've seen. And I'll just leave it at that. It's a good watch. It's certainly the best follow-up / anything that The Omen has ever had, because it just didn't really need a sequel. It was fine, and that was that. But
again,
anyway.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too.
It was
I didn't hate
fine.
it at all.
I didn't hate it, and that's really saying something.
All right. And now let's play some more trivs.
Sure.
All right, let's hit it.
What is the name of the ancient horned demonic spirit who punishes those who have lost the Christmas spirit?
Krampus.
Wow, I don't even need to check.
All right. Another gimme as well. What is the name of the serial killer in the 2004 movie Saw?
Jigsaw.
And just for extra points, what's his real name?
John Kramer.
Correct.
Reverend Cotton Marcus participates in a documentary trying to expose individuals who fake being possessed in this 2010 supernatural horror film.
Wait, hold on. Read that again. I'm sorry.
Reverend Cotton Marcus participates in a documentary trying to expose individuals who fake being possessed in this 2010 supernatural horror film.
Holy shit. I don't know.
Ironically, you paid way more attention to this movie than I did.
Okay.
The Last Exorcism.
Yeah.
This was one that I just zoned out and stared at the wall.
Jennifer
throughout.
Carpenter, ironically. Yeah. We're watching Dexter again for whatever reason, and she is the lead, I think.
He's the movie guy, I'm the TV guy, and I just finished watching Sex and the City all the way through for the first time in 15 years, and then realized I haven't watched Dexter all the way through in 8 years, so that's what I have going now.
All right. At the end of the slasher film crossover, Freddy vs. Jason, which horror icon walks away holding the other's severed head?
Jason.
Correct.
This film, written by Quentin Tarantino, is about a gang of vampires in a bar, was also made into a TV series.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, I don't even need to look.
Okay. What actress plays Elizabeth in the 1980 movie The Fog?
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Correct.
What do the gang of killers wear for disguises in the 2011 movie You're Next?
It's asking for the animals?
Not specific.
Well, they're wearing plastic Halloween masks of there's one is a wolf, one is a...
What would you call those?
Masks?
No, what the masks are of.
Animals?
Yes.
Okay.
Animal masks.
All right.
I checked because I was just I remember it being
I was they want me to be specific?
No, I was I checked because I thought it was going to say Easter masks or something silly.
All right. The female lead in this film finds herself followed by an invisible force after sleeping with her boyfriend.
I'm sorry?
The female lead in this film finds herself followed by an invisible force after sleeping with her boyfriend. The answer is literally in the question.
The Invisible Man?
No. Sleeping with her boyfriend. She's followed.
I think my brain is shutting down. It's hot in here.
No?
No.
It follows.
Oh. He's not her boyfriend. That's a bullshit question.
I mean, he kind of is. They don't really come out and say
they're barely even friends.
All right, hit me.
This is not even fair.
Uh-oh.
What room number was Danny Torrance told to avoid in The Shining?
237.
Yeah, I'm not even looking.
Okay. What 2010 psychological horror film contains a son that astral projected into a realm called The Further?
2010?
Mm-hmm.
The Further. The Further.
Would you like a hint?
Insidious?
Yes.
I was because the description.
My hint was going to be, I don't like these movies.
The irony is that I just finally watched this around the time I met him before we lived together. And I remember thinking, how fucking stupid is this movie? So now
there's some good pop out scares in that movie, but that's about it.
But I laughed that 10 years later, the fourth one was coming out or the fifth.
Yeah.
And I'm still blown away by that.
Hit me.
A thick fog rolls in after a powerful storm, bringing deadly creatures in what 2007 film directed by Frank Darabont?
The Mist.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are the phone calls coming from with... This is worded really weird. Where are the phone calls coming from in the movie when a stranger calls?
In the house.
Correct. Inside the house, if you want to be specific.
If you want to be Jeff D. Law about it, don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
What 1990 movie involving a series of short horror films features performances by Steve Buscemi, Julianne Moore, and Christian Slater?
Tales from the Dark Side. Where is the 2008 movie The Strangers entirely set? I want to see how they... Okay.
Upstate New York?
No. It's not like... The answer is like, where does the movie take place? Like the setting.
A cabin in the woods. I don't know. A house
I'll give you that
woods.
one. It's a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said upstate New York.
Well, that's why I was like, how are they going to word this? Is this going to be like in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin or something?
Yeah,
I
why
don't
the
know.
hell would I know that?
All right.
What mythical creature did Hadley hope to see as a killer in the cabin in the woods? This is your jam.
Oh, merman.
There you go.
Yep. Buster Keaton's granddaughter, Camille Keaton, starred in what controversial 1978 graphic revenge flick that was later remade in 2010?
I Spit on Your Grave.
Correct. All right. Hit me.
All right. In the 1985 film Cat's Eye, what creature attempts to steal the life out of a young Drew Barrymore?
A troll.
I just verified that the word.
I was going to see, like, what would they call that? Like a little demon that lives on the wall?
I just was laughing ahead of time because Bill,
love
Bill
Cat's
showed
Eye.
me Cat's Eye.
Paris Hilton's on-screen demise was the primary draw for what 2005 remake?
House of Wax.
Correct.
Who narrated the original The Texas Chainsaw Massacre along with the 2003 remake and the 2006 prequel?
Oh my God. I just learned this recently, actually. Like, I did not know. So I'm not going to remember the name, but it's...
I've never heard of this person until right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck. It starts with a J.
It's a very easy first name. The last name.
It's John.
Yeah.
I can't remember his last name.
It's definitely a little French on the French side.
Shit. John. Shit. I remember when I heard this like a few years ago being like, no shit. Damn. John. It's not John Lithgow.
No, it is with an L.
Yeah, but it's someone.
I can't even give you hints.
You know what?
Without.
I don't get this one. Tell me what it is.
Larroquette.
John Larroquette.
Who
yeah.
is that?
He was in a lot of movies in the 90s.
That doesn't
playing
matter.
like dads and stuff like that. No?
No.
All right. But yeah, cool fact if you didn't know. John Larroquette did all the voices. Look at his picture and you'll be like, oh, that guy.
Maybe I'll remember a week from now. Do that.
In the 2017 movie Get Out, what technique does the mother use to get her daughter's boyfriend to quit smoking?
She hypnotizes him.
Correct. All right.
I love Get Out.
Hit me.
In the 1977 film The Hills Have Eyes, the father and three sons are all named after what celestial bodies?
Celestial bodies?
That's, yeah.
Like planets?
You got it right.
Is that the answer?
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck?
No, same. The father and three sons. I was like reading that and I like
Michael Berryman's name is Pluto, so I just assumed. I was like, is this what they mean?
Papa Jupiter.
Yes. All right. Oh, come on. What Jennifer Love Hewitt-led horror movie revolves around a group of teens that hit a mysterious stranger with their car?
Huh. I know.
Huh.
I know.
Gee, I wonder.
I know what you did last summer. All right. Are you ready for my same reaction to the next one for you?
The next one as well, but go ahead.
Why does Lance Henriksen's character summon the demon Pumpkinhead?
To get revenge for the kids killing his son.
To seek revenge for his son's death.
Yes.
You got it.
What 2005 Eli Roth film set in Slovakia features the sadistic tortures of the elite hunters?
Hostel.
Correct. All right.
This is a gimme for either of us.
All
and
right.
even just reading it is why I keep laughing.
All right.
In the Puppet Master series, how did the female doll murder her victims?
She's the leech woman, so she spits leeches onto people.
What
do they say?
Leeches.
Nice.
That's it.
Just leeches. All right. In the 1982 movie Basket Case, what does the character Dwayne carry in his basket?
His twin brother Belial. I can't remember the.
I want to see how they word this,
Yeah.
But yes, you are correct. His Siamese twin.
Siamese twin. I couldn't think of the word.
Okay.
This is so fucking stupid.
Right.
What device do the group of New York friends use to capture the terrifying events that occurred in Cloverfield?
What do they use?
Yeah.
A video camera.
It's probably a camcorder, but yeah. A handheld video camera.
Yeah. In Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, what is Jamie Lloyd's relation to Michael? This would be a gimme for me.
I can just hear her and I'm annoyed. Cousin? I don't know.
Incorrect.
I don't
it's his
know.
niece. She's supposed to be Jamie Lee Curtis's daughter.
See, I don't. Sorry, guys. I'm not a Halloween girl. In Friday the 13th, Part 2, what does Jason Voorhees wear as his mask?
A sack.
I just want to see what they say. A burlap / potato sack.
Fair enough. All right. Here's a gimme. We have such sights to show you. Name the movie.
Hellraiser.
Okay.
Who played the main character in the 1957 film I Was a Teenage Werewolf?
Wait. What? Hold on. Who plays what?
The main character in the 1957 film I Was a Teenage Werewolf.
Shit, I don't know. I don't know at all.
Michael Landon.
No shit. Okay. In the movie Aliens, why did Ripley not want to bring Bishop on the mission?
Because he was what's the fucking word?
You are correct.
He's a fucking robot.
Yeah, he's an android.
Android, thank you. In the 1996 movie Jack Frost, the serial killer mutates into what?
A snowman. How did young Jason Voorhees meet his demise at Camp Crystal Lake?
He drowned.
Correct. I wanted to see how they worded it.
Where does Ashley Williams work in the movie Army of Darkness?
S-Mart. Shop Smart. Shop S-Mart. Which installment of Halloween did Jamie Lee Curtis and Janet Leigh star in together? I think the last time we watched this was the first time I pointed it out to you, and you were like, "No way."
H2O?
Correct.
I just because that was when I think you were the one. I didn't know that they were mother and daughter.
Is that what it was?
So you
Me
pointed
pointing
that
it
out to
you,
me,
and you're like, "What?"
No, but this was like years ago that you told me that. But every time we've watched it since, I'm like, "Oh yeah."
All right, let's do one more card, and then we'll talk about our last thing and get the hell off here because it is hot as balls.
We have our
here.
air turned off for you guys.
Yeah,
because
it would ruin the microphone sound. So
yeah, so it's sweltering in here.
All right,
we're in a heat wave in New Jersey. It's currently 93 degrees, so that's how you know we love you. You want me to go?
Go for it.
Stuntman Kane Hodder is best known for his portrayal as what character?
Jason Voorhees.
I'm double checking. It is.
Well, they probably either say that or Victor Crowley, but it's gonna be Jason Voorhees. He always signs everything Jason. So, what classic horror movie is set in Haddonfield, Illinois?
Wow, I have no idea. Halloween.
Yes. As you can see, some of these are so ridiculously easy, and then out of nowhere, very like, what the hell?
They'll be like, name Dick Warlock's fifth cousin.
Go for it.
What 1988 film directed by Wes Craven centers around an anthropologist sent to Haiti to research voodoo? I watched this not long after we started dating.
I don't particularly like this movie.
I know, and I remember you telling me this.
Oh, this is a brain fart for me. Hold on. It starts with an S.
I watched another movie, mistaking it for this movie, and then watched this movie.
The Serpent and the Rainbow.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. What are the 7 deadly sins featured in the movie Seven?
I have such a hard time with this.
I have a hard time
me.
remembering them.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so I'm going to start with my favorite. Sloth.
Got it.
Gluttony.
Yep.
Lust.
Yep.
Wrath.
Yep.
Greed.
Yep.
Envy.
Yep. One more.
That's where I always have the trouble, and I have to like replay the.
I'm trying to picture of what the death scene is for this one.
Sloth is the one who's still alive. Gluttony is the guy in the very beginning. Wrath is the lawyer.
No, it's Brad Pitt at the end.
Oh, Brad Pitt at the end. Envy is Kevin Spacey, John Doe. See, I'm tripping myself up. Lust is the she cut off her nose to spider face.
I think this is the one I always forget is considered a 7 deadly sin as well.
I stopped
Want me to
playing
give you
Squircle. A letter it starts with. Don't show me the back of the
you're
card.
gonna know. P. Pride.
I don't have any.
Yeah.
So
you know what? Let's do one more for shit's sake. Why not?
Yeah, I have this new card.
Yeah, let's do it.
What director of The Omen went on to direct the 78 film Superman?
Richard Donner.
I'm glad you knew, because I wouldn't have gotten that.
In Night of the Comet, what popular Cyndi Lauper song was playing when Regina and Samantha were dancing in the mall? I only recently made you watch this. For the first time, right?
Not for the first time. We just watch it like once every 4 years. And as y'all know, goldfish. So it's like the first time every time. Girls just want to have fun.
Correct.
That's girls in the mall.
That's Cyndi Lauper as well.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, what one would it possibly be?
It's that one or the other song from the Goonies.
The Goonies are good enough.
Yeah.
Good enough.
That was gonna be my other guess because you were gonna get 2 guesses.
Hit me, baby.
Set in the year 2455, where does the film Jason X take place?
Outer space on the spacecraft Grendel.
The spaceship / outer space.
Oh, come on. See, I can't stop on I don't want to stop doing the trivia on one that's so easy. I want it to be like a hard one. Which movie box cover shows one of the title bad guys popping out of a toilet?
Ghoulies.
Come on. Yes.
All right. Well, I didn't say 2. I just said Ghoulies, but I'm going to take that.
Not that you'll get these wrong, but I'd rather end it on something where I'm like not giving away the answer literally on the shirt I'm wearing.
Well, it's okay because I didn't notice.
All right. Well, go for it. One more card.
In which movie from the 1950s did Raymond Burr play a character named Steve Martin?
Whoa. Hold on. Restart? Okay.
In which movie from the 1950s did Raymond Burr play a character named Steve Martin?
I have no clue.
Gojira.
Gojira?
It's just so funny. We just watched Godzilla minus one,
which is really good.
It was, yes, everyone's positive reactions to it.
Yeah, for non-Godzilla fanboys and girls, like I really enjoyed it. I loved that it took place like following like World War II. It was very interesting setting and time. Who was the director of the 1982 movie Creepshow?
George Romero?
Correct.
Sorry, I had to think about that. That's embarrassing.
I was like, I don't know if she knows he directed this, but okay.
The comic factor.
Yeah. Well, that's 2 mostly.
That's where my brain goes. So, what movie is considered to be a sequel to the movie An American Werewolf in London?
An American Werewolf in Paris.
I'm not even checking.
All I can think of when I talk about that movie, or even like think of it, is that Bush song "Mouth" that they did. Your mouth, and it's just like, oh, how cringe it is! Like a song about biting while the werewolf's eating people.
The entire next card is a gimme for you. And
well, we'll cut it after this question. In what horror movie do we see Kevin Bacon impaled in his throat with an arrow?
Friday the 13th.
Correct. All right. So
no. Keep them separate.
They are. They're on the bottom.
No, I know, but I have mine on the bottom. So what you want to just...
It doesn't matter. Oh, no. Don't mix them together because there's 2 stacks. It doesn't matter.
I got it. It's fine.
So the only other thing I kind of wanted to bring up was this news that Mike Flanagan has been tapped to write and direct the new Exorcist movie for Blumhouse. Ugh. But if you watched our live video where we were talking about The Exorcist Believer, God, what a hunk of shit that movie was. For me, David Gordon Green's never really been like all that great of a director. Like, I like his Halloween movies, don't get me wrong. I don't hate them, like they were fine. But Exorcist Believer was garbage. And I don't really think it's so much his fault. I think The Exorcist just is great. Like the original Exorcist, like we were talking about the first Omen earlier. The Omen's great and fine. Leave it alone. It doesn't need a sequel. And that's how I feel about The Exorcist. Like, they did it so perfectly the first time that all the sequels are terrible.
Leave it alone.
And the only reason, in my opinion, that the third one works is that it is not an Exorcist movie. You know what I mean? It's like so wildly different.
I have no opinion, so.
But what do you think about Mike Flanagan doing it? You like Mike Flanagan.
Once upon a time in a world where Twitter was a lot cooler, Mike Flanagan used to follow me on Twitter and had conversations with me on Twitter. But that was when he was only the director of like Absentia. Oculus hadn't even come out yet. Yeah. He told me that it was coming out.
But I like Flanagan. I think Fall of the House of Usher was great.
I really enjoy his work for the most part. But at the end of the day, like everything else, he is human.
Yeah. I think when it comes to The Exorcist, they should just leave it alone. Leave well enough alone.
Give him a general plot line to work with, and he can potentially.
Well, he's writing it, so that's like the only thing I'm like, if he's writing it and they're straying away from what they did with Believer, I think it could be okay. I just don't need another Exorcist movie.
He's already done the supernatural style TV shows and stuff. Clearly, he has an interest in things like that. So whatever, have at it.
What was that vampire movie he did, or vampire show he did? What was that called?
Midnight Mass.
Midnight Mass
was good.
So good.
Yeah. That was your favorite.
Fall of the House of Usher was fantastic.
I even really liked Hill House, and what was the other one?
Bly Manor.
Yeah, that one was fine. That was probably my least favorite out of all the series.
I thought what he did with Dr. Sleep was awesome.
Yeah.
Like to follow up The Shining, like what a big undertaking, and he did well with that. So I'd say I'm like a bit hopeful for what he could do with The Exorcist, but at the same time, I don't need it. He's a great choice, yes, and if anyone can do it, he can. But we don't need another Exorcist sequel.
No, I don't need it at all. He'll make me watch it when it's streaming.
When it's done, yeah. As far as movies that we haven't seen this year that I will see, The Strangers, just because it's going to be a trilogy. I heard it sucked. Chapter 1, Rennie Harlan, whatever.
Don't need it.
Yeah, I have no hope for it. Immaculate, I want to see.
When it's free.
Yeah, and as far as what I'm looking forward to that's still to come.
Romulus.
Alien Romulus, of course, that looks great. And Maxine. Maxine looks awesome.
For me, it's Alien Romulus, Maxine, and Nosferatu.
Yeah, and Longlegs.
Yeah.
The fact that like the marketing has been so secretive and it's about...
I like that more.
The only thing I've read about it is that it's very the Silence of the Lambs kind of vibe. And I love Micah Monroe, and the fact that Nicolas Cage is going to be like a weird serial killer in it, that sounds awesome. So I can't wait to see that either. And what else? I still really want to see that Alex Garland movie, Civil War. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it from us. I hope you enjoyed playing along our silly little horror trivia game. If you're interested in it,
it's like $11 at Barnes & Noble.
Yeah, it's dumb cheap, and it's kind of, some are very easy, gimme questions, and some are kind of out of the blue hard. And I think it'd be a great game to play with people who aren't as big of horror fans as we are, because they won't know the easy ones, whereas you'll be like, oh, come on, kind of thing. But anyway, yeah, go to Barnes & Noble to pick that up. It's fun.
.com, whatever.
Yeah, not a sponsor. It's called Horror Trivia.
Horror Trivia by Goliath, if that helps at all. If you're looking for this range of complete madness or stupid easy.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, hopefully this wasn't all skippy like it looked for us, but I hope you enjoyed listening to our takes on the movies we've seen so far. honestly, I'd say check out most of them. The only one I really, really hated was Night Swim. Everything else I thought was pretty good. Yeah. But anyway, thanks for playing along with trivia with us and watching us just sit here and bullshit
And
for an hour and 20 minutes. We have to turn the air back on. It is so hot in here.
With all of that being said, Uzi, we miss you.
Yeah, Uzi, if you're rewatching this, you always chime in a lot. And I know you said you're getting out of work like at 1:30, so you're going to miss out on this.
Sorry.
Sorry.
We're molting.
Hopefully you enjoy it on the replay.
And thank you to anyone who popped in while we were live.
Yeah, thanks to Garrett.
It.
Like, a big channel. He does a lot of cool things. So thanks for popping in. And thank you to everyone who's been watching our like summer watch list, horror movie watch list I made. That for some reason is getting a lot of traction.
The last like 2 days suddenly.
So the YouTube algorithm finally is in our favor. I don't know why, but thank you guys for watching that. And please go check out all our other videos and subscribe if you haven't. Like this live stream. But we love all you guys. And until the next actual video, not just a silly little live stream. Adios, my guys. And thanks, Vicky, for putting up with this because it's hot.
It's so hot.
But we love you guys. Take care and see you at the next one.
Bye.